Okay, the planning and execution at the program level. So a program level in SAFe is basically where how do we coordinate a number of agile teams in a team or team structure aligned with customer needs. So the planning with that is done firstly by understanding what the customer needs are, and the product management team, if you like, is the product managers, POs, they understand the customer needs. They have, and again, this is through continuous exploration. So we are continually uh, um, interviewing our clients. We're continually going to where they work and to see how they're working, what are the pain points that they have, and how do we address those things. And we have various tools for doing that, like empathy maps and uh, customer journey mapping and other tools that we have for that. But that's understanding what the customer needs are. And it's not just product management and product owners, the developers who are working on that, they also need to see those for the first hand. So they see that. So we got our program backlog, which is the backlog of the work that we need to do in order to meet the customer needs. And in that, in SAFe terms, the work items in that program backlog are called features. So we got our features in there, but it's important that we don't carry it away with the job of the agile release train is to just deliver features. No, it's actually to solve the problem for the customer. And that's why it's also important. The development teams also are exposed to what the customer problems are, and they are seeing it firsthand rather than through a translation of these other features, go deliver them. So that's, and then once we have that, then we have our PI planning event. And the purpose of the PI planning is for the business owners to provide the business context of what is it we want to do, why we need to do it. And then we got our product management, which talks about the product vision. Again, what is it we're doing for our customers, why this is important for the customers, how will it allow our customers to have better experience with our products and enhance the lives. And then we might have some architecture or engineering constraints. We hear about those as well. And then the teams will take those, now they understand the context, the why we're doing it and the purpose from an organization perspective. We now take those things and break it down into work that we can do within the teams, and we plan what we're going to do. And this planning is course level to say roughly these things will take in iteration 1, this is iteration 2, this is iteration 3, and this is iteration 4. So we do the planning, and the planning is over 2 days by default, but typically if you're doing it, if you like, on a distributed model or different time zones, it will take longer. It may spill over 3 days or 4 days to do. But we do the planning, we agree on the plan, and then the way we agree on the plan is that we write our business objectives. So the business objectives are written by the teams, and that provides a very early feedback to the product management team and the business owners to say, are the teams on the same page as we are? Are they shooting for the same goals? So once we see those business objectives, then we're comfortable that yes, we're all going in the right direction. The teams then execute those plans iteration by iteration. So PI planning doesn't replace iteration planning. So the execution is every iteration, typically 2 weeks. At the beginning of it, we start with a planning session to say, what is it we can do within this 2 weeks? What is the goal of this iteration? And again, iteration goal is a stepping stone towards achieving the PI objective. So we have, if you like, our direction, which is the PI objectives, and every iteration we take a step, we learn from that, and then we take the next step and the next step. So the way we do the iteration is the same as you would do in any sort of agile way of working. So you do your planning, you have your daily events, whether that's a daily scrum, daily stand-up, a Kanban meeting, but effectively on a daily basis, you're saying, how are we getting on? How's the work flowing? What is getting in the way? What can we do as a team to make it, get the work that we need to do over the line? And then at the end of the 2 weeks, we also do a review. And the purpose of the review is to have an integrated set of work that shows us working software. It's not about PowerPoints or presentations or anything like that. We can see working software, and that's what we do. Now, the thing that we add on top of that within SAFE is that we also have what we call a system demo. So that's integrated work of the teams of teams. So individual teams, they do their iteration review, but at a team of team, the Agile release train level, we do the system demo, and that's integrated work of all the teams. We show that, and that's one of the best ways to get credibility and provide transparency and visibility to the whole organization, because we're showing that to our business owners and all the stakeholders to say, this is what's happening. The investment you're making in us, this is what we're delivering. Every 2 weeks they can see it. Of course, they see it even more frequently, but every 2 weeks they can see working software. They can see what we delivered. They can see what challenges we may have had, and we raise those with them as well, and we get help to remove those challenges. So that's the system demo, and if you like, at the iteration level, that was the iteration review. Then we do our iteration retrospective, which is about inspecting how we worked and how we can improve the way we work. So that's done at every team level. At the end of the PI, we have an equivalent to a iteration retrospective. We call it an inspect and adapt workshop. And the purpose of that is to look at systemic issues that are, if you like, constraining or impeding the teams, all the teams. So these are beyond the team ability to fix, and they are systemic issues. So we look at those, we raise them, we identify the root causes, we then take action to remove them. So the actions that are removed are basically improvement items that go into the program backlog that will be input into planning. Same way as the output of the iteration retrospective are going to be improvement items that go into the team backlog for the next iteration. So that's a high level view of what happens at the if you like, Agile release train, or the program level, as sometimes is referred to in planning and execution.